Hi everyone, in this presentation we'll talk about a little bit of who we are and of course the progress of our project. Our project name is Simulator Prototype for the Epidural Anesthesia Procedure. My team is called the Outsiders and the members of this are Tatiana Ortegon, Sebastián Salgado and who speaks them, Wilhelm Miño. This presentation will discuss the following topics: team and roles, introduction, problem statement, rationale, objectives, literature review, task analysis, methodology, Gantt chart, expect results. Starting with the team and the roles, we speak for Sebastián Salgado, who is the designer of the haptic system, Tatiana Ortegon, who will be in charge of development of the virtual environment, and I, who is the designer of the virtual reality system. The three members of the team are mechatronic engineers of the Universidad Militar Nueva Granada. Introduction. Today, serious games are a key piece in the education of new doctors, because with them can be obtained skills in complex procedures or high precision. That is why my team and I, we are motivated to expand our knowledge to profit from our area.
Problem statement. The epidural medical procedure involves the injection of drugs or construct agents into the lumbar epidural space located inside the vertebral column from 2 to 9 centimeters under the skin. Epidural anesthesia is used in obstetrics procedures to relieve part labor pains. The correct location of the needle and the proper application of the drug are of great importance, since any inconvenience can result in problems ranging from headache to paralysis or death of the patient. Failure rate for this procedure is recorded between 6 and 25%, which is why medical simulator has been developed to allow health personnel to practice and improve their skills in this procedure. We found from mannequins, whose cost is high and its acquisition is difficult, to systems that use virtual reality and allow greater access to them due to their low cost, easy manipulation, and similarity to reality. Objective. Among the objectives of this work we have, as general objective, develop a simulator prototype that recreates the process of the epidural anesthesia training using haptic interfaces and virtual reality techniques. As a specific objective, characterization of the epidural anesthesia process, development of the virtual environment and the integration of the haptic and VR systems, and finally validation of the prototype. Literature review. In recent years, medical schools have used systems for the training of medical procedures in order to reduce the risk of failure that can be incurred. These systems range from mannequins to virtual systems that allow interacting with a patient through devices that transmit a tactile and visual sensation to the user. We made a review of the state of the art regarding the virtual simulators developed for the training of medical procedures to know the existing system and their contribution to the area of serious games and virtual reality. We found advanced epidural simulator with 3D flexible spine and haptic interface. In this work, Nailbound and co-actors developed a prototype for an advanced epidural simulator that includes a 3D modeled vertebrae. The forces of the needle insertion into spinal tissue change according to the layer. To recreate those forces during the simulation, they choose as haptic device the Nobel Falcon, so the user can feel the same force in the simulation as if he was with a real patient. Development of epiduroscopy training simulator using haptic master device. Ko, Yang, and Kim proposed a medical training simulator for the procedure of epiduroscopy with a haptic master device. The simulator has the ability to calculate forces using a virtual device through catheter insertion. These forces give feedback to the user in order to experience the sensation closest to reality. Force modeling and gamification for epidural anesthesia training. Proceed perform a serious game for the epidural anesthesia training, for which they perform a force model that considers the patient tissues until epidural space and bone, and using a haptic device of 6 degrees of freedom, generated different reactions to the interaction with the tissues involved, like skin, fat, spinal ligaments, epidural space, and dura mater. The serious game has a score system in order to provide feedback to the user. In summary, there is a wide development in terms of medical simulators. However, they present limitations related to their high cost and their difficult acquisition, manipulation, and resemblance to reality. The virtual reality applied to the simulator has allowed to increase the degree of immersion and improve the interaction using low-cost techniques and easy access for people.
Okay, so now we're going to review the needs and tasks that we need to cover and follow in order to accomplish the project. So let's see. We know that the first thing that we need to do is we need to know what are we doing. Now, as you can see, we have 6 steps that the user will need to follow in order to accomplish the task. So the first one is clean the back in the area where the TUI needle will be inserted in an antiseptic solution. The second step will be the apply of a local anesthesia on the place where the injection will be applied. The third step is the insert of the TUI needle to the tissue between the vertebra, depositing the medicament outside the fluid sac that surrounds the spinal cord without penetrating the dura mater. So the space, the epidural space that the user will need to get will be between the L3 and L4 or between the L4 and L5 epidural space. So then the fourth step is the placing of the catheter if a supplementary anesthesia is needed, followed by the application of the drug. The fifth step is remove the epidural catheter when the procedure is done. If it's a woman in labor, well, until the labor is done, or if it's an operation, until the end of it. And the last step is the place of a bandage over the area where the needle was inserted. And those steps are basically the ones that we're going to recreate in the simulator so the user can follow them. Okay, now we're going to review the tasks that we're going to follow in order to complete this project. So we have 8 tasks, and I'm going to explain them to you one by one. So the first one is the design of a testing environment. So we're going to develop a simple medical scene where the haptic system and the VR system will be developed and tested before being integrated into the main project. So we're going to do this in order that the 3 of us can work at the same time. And at the end we can, well, just join all our developments. The second task is the design and development of the virtual environment. So in this scene we're going to use 3D models of a virtual patient and the medical utensils and the development of the menu scene and the hospital facility scene. So this is going to be where the user is going to interact with. The third task is the design of the haptic system in the test scene environment. As I said, we're going to do this at the same time of the second task. We're going to check this eventually in the Gantt project, the Gantt chart, sorry. So basically, the third task is the import of the assets of the haptic device for Unity 3D, learn how they work, and we need to adapt those into the project, to the needs of the project. So the fourth task is just as the first one, but with the VR system. We're going to check the assets that we need, if we need any additional drivers, learn how they work, and learn how we're going to integrate it to the main project. The fifth task is the integration of the haptic system to the main project. So we're going to merge the fifth task with the second task, basically. And the sixth task is the integration of the VR system. Just like the haptic system, we're going to integrate them to the main project. The seventh task is the design and integration of the metric system. So we're going to analyze how is the best way to evaluate the performance of the user in the simulator. So in this one, we're going to work the three of us at the same time in order to have a very good metric system. And the final one is the test and the validation of the prototype.
And of course, the progress.
So that's basically it.
Our project name is Simulator Prototype for the Epidural Anesthesia Procedure.
Okay, now let's see the things that we need for the development of the project. So the first thing that we need is the 3D model of the virtual patient, along with the 3D models of the syringe, the catheter, the needles, bandage, room furniture, and any other related models. As a VR device, we're going to integrate the Oculus Rift, the K2, or the HTC Vive, one of them. So we're going to need the assets for Unity for the VR device selected. Also, we're going to need the haptic device, that in this case is going to be the Sensible Phantom Omni. And we're going to need the assets for Unity 3D to integrate the Phantom to our project. And the last thing that we're going to need is the headphones for narrative immersion, so the immersion sensation will be better. And that's it. So